The finale to Season 1 of Peacemaker has dropped on HBO Max this morning, and yes, you heard me correctly, they've just announced that Peacemaker Season 2 is happening, and I'm excited for it, kind of. I will say the biggest thing I'm going to miss about this show until we get Season 2 is that intro. I mean, that music is very catchy, and the dance is just absolutely perfect. Look, if you are absolutely in love with this Peacemaker show, I cannot be more happy for you. Go enjoy it. Go love it however you want. Me personally, it started off kind of rocky, if you guys saw my reviews before, and then I slowly started to like it a little bit more as the episodes dropped every week, and now we're at the finale. Does it stick the landing for me? Stay tuned. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Hess Project. I'm John Rodalaza, and today we're going to be talking spoilers for the finale episode of Peacemaker Season 1. Okay, listen. I like the show. It's decent. It's got a good vibe about it. It's funny, it's well written, it's well acted, and I like it. It's not the best thing known to man. So you guys can calm down. It's only because it's the only thing we have of DC coming out right now. Batman's right around the corner, and then after that, it's cold turkey until like Black Adam or something. Let's talk about this finale. Does it stick the landing? Sure. Okay, so this finale does wrap things up pretty nicely. It wraps up the butterfly story. I was thinking we were gonna get something crazy with this giant cow like butterfly thing that was gonna be like feeding the butterflies that came to Earth, but really nothing came of it. Like, it was just chilling in that basement that we saw it in the last episode. And so the whole plot of this episode is Peacemaker and his team going to the farm to take down the cow, and that's essentially what happens. First off, I gotta give props to just about everybody in this show. There was at least one episode where every single cast member shined, and I was starting to worry that Economist was gonna be left in the dust because he hadn't really had his time to shine, and I was pleasantly surprised that they took the finale of this episode and gave it to him. Like, I really enjoyed that. It was really cool, and it made me like him even more. I always kind of liked him because he kind of reminded me of me, and it was really cool to see him go into the forefront for the team, take one for the team, and ultimately chickened out when he saw the giant cow. If you guys have been paying attention to the thumbnails for the Peacemaker reviews, I generally like to put a thumbnail of like the picture of somebody who's in the forefront of that particular episode, and I was starting to worry I wasn't going to use Economist's picture, but he's going on this one for sure. Hardcore, I gotta give her props, man. I love that actress in this show. I was really worried. There's a scene later on, like when they all start taking out all the butterflies in the giant field in front of the farm. And dude, Vigilante gets slashed down. He gets shot a couple times and falls face first on the ground. I thought he was dead right there. I thought they just killed him right there. And the same thing with Hardcore. She got shot like twice and then dropped, and she started like choking up and coughing up blood. Like, dude, I was starting to get worried. Like, for a show that I'm not entirely in love with, I really dig the characters, man. Like, the best thing about this show are the characters and how they kind of transcend the actual like plot of the story, in my opinion. I just really like the team and their like collaborations with each other. I love the characters. I will also say the character of Adebayo, she grew on me. She was kind of slightly annoying in the first couple episodes, but she really did grow on me, and she kind of redeemed herself not only to Peacemaker after, you know, betraying him, giving the diary, like putting it in his trailer, and then ultimately the butterfly cops found it and then they televised it, I guess. And yeah, so he really disliked her for doing that, but she redeemed herself to Peacemaker in this episode by helping him out. She used so he brought a bunch of like helmets, like customizable helmets of his that his father made, and she put one on that turns you into a human missile. She tried using the homing missile helmet on the female detective when she was choking out Peacemaker, but she missed and slammed right into a rock wall. And for a second, I was thinking, dude, there's no doubt James Gunn made her entire skeleton shatter. But she didn't, because that'd be extremely dark, and I don't know how you would recover from that. I was starting to think that maybe everybody was gonna die in this episode, and then somehow something with this cow was gonna reverse time or something, or heal them. I don't know. I thought that was going to be a crazy ending. But no, they were all able to recover from their injuries. Like, Vigilante just stood up like 3 scenes later and he's like totally fine. Dude, he's a freaking metahuman. You cannot tell me otherwise. Vigilante, Adrian, he's not human. And just when my boy Economist was getting the shine, he trips on like a little log and split open his shin. Like, what? That was supposed to be played off like a joke a little bit, but it was a little ridiculous. I mean, come on, dude. I've fallen harder than him and have never split open anything. But man, let's go back to that fight in the field in front of that giant farmhouse. That was really intense and probably my favorite action sequence of the entire show so far. I would still rival it with, like, Judo Master going up against Hardcore in the last episode. That was amazing. And pretty much every Judo Master fight in this show is really good. We do get a little cameo of Judo Master later on. And we also get another fun cameo, but stay tuned for that. So this fight, this whole action sequence with the butterfly, this army of butterfly guys going up against Peacemaker, Hardcore, and Vigilante, it was absolutely insane. It was a James Gunn fest, just in your face. Dude, limbs were being chopped off, and you give that all to Vigilante, dude. He is hardcore. He has no regard for human life. Dude, he was chopping off heads and limbs, and you can see it, dude. Like, it's kind of pretty fast in between characters, like showing off what they're doing. But dude, Vigilante is the one who's chopping limbs off. Hardcore is just shooting the guys. Though she's still pretty badass though. But dude, Vigilante don't give a Peacemaker makes his way down into the basement where the cow is, and that's when he runs into the female detective. They have a fight, and then she's trying to say, I'm not going to hurt you, I'm not going to kill you, I just need your help. And she brings him into the room with the giant cow, where that other, I forgot the guy's name, the tall, slender dude, Slender Man, that dude, who's also controlled by a butterfly. He was down there trying to teleport the butterfly, the cow. They're trying to teleport this giant butterfly cow to a different location. And they were basically saying, we'll spare your life, we'll work with us and we'll work with you. I think they were just trying to mess with his head, and he ultimately made the decision to just shoot them both. And he activated the homing missile for his helmet that Adebayo was wearing, and she was stumbling into the room at the time. He said, activate homing missile, and it just launches her ass straight through the cow's belly, and she flies out with all the guts just spilling out, and now the cow's dead. That's all the cow did. The cow just laid there, or floated there, and he just provided food and then got a person shoved through his gut. It was just slightly anticlimactic, coming off of the Suicide Squad with the giant kaiju starfish. I was hoping we were gonna see this giant cow butterfly do some damage, but no, he kind of just floated there and then died. The team regroups and they bring Hardcore to a hospital so she can recuperate, and she's alive, thank God. She's really cool, and I don't want her to die. So I'm glad she's not dead. I'm glad nobody died in this show, really, except for Myrn. And yeah, that's still unfortunate. That sucks, because right when I was starting to like him, that's when they kill him off. Once again, John Cena as Peacemaker / Chris is amazing. He's really good, and he's just got better and better as the episodes went along, in my opinion. I love that duality of him being this kind of wacky character who will do anything for peace, while also putting his whole ideology in doubt because of his past and what he did to his brother and what his father did to him mentally. It does mess with him, and you can still see in this episode, in the finale, it's not resolved. He still has demons, and his biggest demon now is his father. It's going to be haunting him. He had 2 visions of his father in this episode, in the woods right before the whole farm sequence, and now this final shot where Peacemaker's just chilling on his porch outside his trailer, and his father just walks right up to the porch and sits down right next to him. He kind of just looks forward and drinks kind of angrily almost. And he's like, oh crap, I gotta deal with this now for the rest of my life, this father-shaped demon. And then it just cuts to black, and that's the end of the show. Dude, it's not like the most profound thing on television. It's not the most groundbreaking story being told. It's just good. Like, it's not that amazing. In my opinion, the best thing that this show has going for it is its style, its vibe. It's that James Gunn flavor that's sprinkled throughout the entire show, riddled throughout the entire show. Something that a TV show has never gotten. If I'm not mistaken, James Gunn has never worked on television before. And I think he did a good job. We had a couple other directors doing these episodes. I think he directed maybe 3, but it was also announced with season 2, like yesterday, that James Gunn is going to be directing and writing all episodes of season 2. Now, that's interesting. I want to see what he does with that, because like 6 to 8 hours of television, that's kind of bold and pretty exciting in my opinion. I'm more excited to check that out than I am to revisit the first season of Peacemaker. It was kind of rocky, and while I really enjoy the humor, it is kind of hit and miss sometimes. Like, especially those first 3 episodes just never really grabbed me, and I feel like the humor was just being interjected in the show for fun, just for the hell of it. I will say the best parts about this show, hands down, are the characters and the actors who portray them, the action scenes, and the intro. The intro is probably the best thing about the show, hands down. All right, I had a much more enjoyable time watching this show than, let's say, Superman and Lois, which I didn't even finish. I had a lot of fun with this season. Guys, let me know down below, what did you think about Peacemaker Season 1? If you guys haven't checked it out yet, you can if you want to. Like, if you're a fan of like gory, raunchy humor, this is your show. And especially if you liked the Suicide Squad film that James Gunn directed last year, you're gonna like this show a lot. So that just about wraps up all the reviews here at the Hess Project for Peacemaker. Of course, we will have to wait, I believe, maybe a year or so for season 2. Look, I had a lot of fun with the show. It's very entertaining. I'm just nowhere near as in love with the show as some people are. They're saying it's the best DC show ever. I'll tell you, it's more digestible than a CW show. I'd rather take an 8-episode Peacemaker season as opposed to 8 seasons, 20 plus episodes of rinse and repeat. Oh yeah, and I forgot to talk about that cameo. Yeah, the Justice League cameo at the end of this episode. It's just Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Flash. They all just line up. I guess they kind of jokingly told to Amanda Waller, call in the Justice League. And I didn't think she was going to do it, but I guess she did. Or they might have heard about it or something. And then it was already at the end. Like, Peacemaker is carrying Hardcore out, and he says, you're late to the party, motherfucker. Some stupid stuff like that. And then Peacemaker just tells Aquaman, go another fish. And then we get another little like dialogue exchange between Aquaman and Flash, and quickly Aquaman just says, you, Barry. And you see them, it's Jason Momoa and it's Ezra Miller in their costumes from the Justice League, but you see the other ones are silhouetted. Like, I thought they were all going to be silhouetted, but no, it was just Wonder Woman and Superman who's just floating about. They're completely silhouetted. All you can see is the red cape, a little bit of the gold on Wonder Woman. That's about it. It probably wasn't even Gal Gadot, or probably definitely wasn't Henry Cavill, because they're putting so much disrespect on my boy Henry Cavill. And the reason why I forgot to talk about it in my review is because it's kind of forgettable. I forgot it happened. That's why I legit forgot to bring it back up. I mentioned it and I was going to talk about it, then I forgot. So yeah, it just felt very throwaway. Cool, kind of funny, but very meaningless and pointless and just throwaway. Okay, so that's my review of Peacemaker. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new, guys. Be sure to stick around because we're currently doing a Batman movie review marathon. I had to postpone the Dark Knight Rises review. It's coming early next week, so you might want to stick around the channel. Also, we're going to be reviewing Batman The Dark Knight Returns, the deluxe edition. It's the adaptation, the animated adaptation of the graphic novel The Dark Knight Returns. I love that animated film, so I can't wait to talk about it. And also, I'm going to be reviewing Uncharted tomorrow, so there's a lot of content coming to the channel, and as I always say, there is more to come.